over the valley. Felt you in the breeze. Followed the calling. Brought me to my knees. Over the forest. Felt you in the pine. Sweet, soft music coming down the line. Keep me close when you're on the open road. Find the light when darkness grows. I will always love you.
Hi, babies. Yep, they all have bells.
Over the mountain, deeper than belief, tearing down the border, leading you to me. Keep me close when you're on the open road. Find the light when darkness grows. I will always love you.
Yukon is a vast area of extreme northern America, covering 186,000 square miles. With a current human population estimated at 45,000, Yukon is still considered one of the few remaining frontiers of the Americas.
Metaphors and similes, all the beauty that I see when I feel you next to me. Time and space and poetry, metaphors and similes, all the beauty that I see when I feel you next to me. Time and space and poetry, metaphors and similes, all the beauty that I see when I feel you next to me. Sing your song, whether it is right or wrong, though we won't be here for long, I will always love you.
And maybe a third of the way to the campground. Okay, we've arrived at the campground, which is relatively close, maybe a mile from
Something
Motherfucker. My back is out, I'm limping, and now if I want to fish, I have to backpack a kayak a mile to the water. Motherfucker. Anyway, we've arrived at Aishihik Lake Campground in the Yukon. The name Aishihik Lake comes from the Tacony word Ashihi, which means at the head of the lake, the base of the mountains where the ranges meet. It is sometimes referred to as Manshaw, which means big lake. Tunnel that the hydro goes down, that other water is just the overtop that they let go. Natural flow. The Aishihik generating station is located at the south end of the lake and has been providing hydropower to Yukon since 1975. The plant currently provides over a third of Yukon's electricity year-round.
This is the outflow of Aishihik Lake.
Yukon was among the last areas of the continent to be explored by non-natives when two explorers from the Hudson Bay Company first entered the area in 1840. John Bell came by the Peel River from the north. Robert Campbell came from the south through British Columbia by way of the Laird River. Fort Yukon was established in Russian Alaska and was re-established back in the Yukon Territory after the U.S. purchased from Russia and remained a fur trading hub. During the 1870s, gold discoveries were made in the tributaries of the Yukon River, and the rest is history. Because Yukon is so vast and the road system, including the Alaska Highway, consists of only 3,000 miles, access to the majority of the territory is by floatplane, canoe, or by foot. Because we are now both in our 8th decade, this makes our explorations of the area challenging to say the least. We are most jealous of those young enough to explore this area properly by canoe. If you're young enough, don't miss your chance at this most rewarding challenge. It is said that there are 2 moose in Yukon for every man, woman, and child that resides there. During our explorations of Yukon, we have encountered bears, sheep, bison, caribou, elk, deer, fox, wolverines, and a host of other small animals and birds. Although we have tracked and heard wolves and moose, sighting them remains elusive, but we hope to change that on future trips. Wild horses, such as those we encountered earlier, are known as the Yukon horse. They have survived in the Yukon for millions of years and through evolution have adapted to the harsh environment and the brutal winters. They are a testament to the enduring spirit and the history of the region. Yukon is also home to North America's largest land mammal, the wood bison. The Aishihik wood bison herd are normally very wary since hunting them began again in 1998. However, along the Alaska Highway near Watson Lake, a herd can be found that are habituated to human traffic. In the summer, sightings are still possible in wet, sedgy areas along Aishihik Road.
We're on the trail at the south end of the Alaskan Lake, September 4th, 2025.
So today is, I believe, Wednesday, September 3rd. I believe it's Wednesday, September 3rd, and we are at a place that's off the beaten path here. It's not on any named road. Hiki Lake Road. We've been joking about that. And we got here with hopes of doing a little fishing and a little remote camping. This is a provincial campsite, so it's set up quite nicely. And there's a small fee, $20 Canadian, which converts to about $15 US. And for that you get bathrooms and fire pits and picnic tables and
firewood.
Covered shelters and
firewood.
We've got the little inflatable kayak with us. We're going to try right here by the campground for a couple hours. But we decided this morning, we've been up for a couple hours, but we've been disturbed from smoke from a wildfire that's about 20 miles on up the road. And we can't go up there anyway. So we're going to have a campfire this morning, and I'm going to do a little fishing, and Diane's going to do a little grooming on Sage, and when we come back we're going to have a little breakfast by the campfire. We decided to go ahead and do it tonight and have a campfire because it's still okay to have a campfire here. They've got wood for you to use and what have you, and you're within this designated area. It's not going to get away from you, but you know, the wind's not blowing or anything.
Of course, I sat down here.
Well, sure. Come over here. Right here on this side. Bring your chair.
I will.
Okay. Anyway, oh, a cup of coffee. Thank you. So we've inflated the kayak last night. First time we've ever done it. It looks really nice. I would imagine being inflatable, it's not going to paddle very nice, but that's just how that is.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. And so we're on our way home. We're still
Sort
searching. So, well, kind of, sort of, yes. I mean, I'm in bad shape physically. Diane's healthy this year.
Oh, now you did it.
Yeah. But this year, I've been suffering with a hip all summer.
Or a back.
Well, and that's what we've been saying. A hip or a back, a hip or a back. I said it was my hip, but Diane's had a hip replacement and knows all about it. So is Denise, and she was with us for a couple weeks earlier on the boat. And both of them told me, this is not the way your hip feels when you need hip surgery. This is your back. And so I've got a bad case of sciatica. My back is screaming all night. My hip is screaming. My left hip. I'm not sleeping. I haven't slept for a couple months. I catch an hour now and then during the night. And so I'm struggling to walk. I can't walk more than a couple hundred yards and then I'm done. So I think maybe I'm going to try sitting in the kayak if that's comfortable enough. If it's not, then then we're just going to be starting to work our way home and camp out. And I'm still not going to rush and just drive 10 hours a day because that won't be good for me.
No, that won't be good for either one of us.
But we're going to have to go back, and I'm probably going to have surgery on one thing or the other, if not both. But it's a heck of a note. It's frustrating, but we're here at Aishihiki-Hiki-Wakahuki-Liki Lake. And we're enjoying a morning fire in the remoteness of the Yukon. And I wouldn't say that this is definitely a road less traveled. The only thing this road exists for is to come to this campground, which is 42 kilometers from the main turnoff on the Alaskan Highway, the Alcan. So we're 42 kilometers off the Alcan, which is about a 2-hour drive on this road.
Oh, it seemed like it was longer than that.
I know, but it was only about 2 hours. We were being very cautious, but then from here on up is another 50 kilometers to this Indian village of Aishihiki.
I think we're making it too hard. I think it's just
Aishiki. Or Aishik?
Yeah.
Aishik.
I think so.
So Aishik and we're here. And the campground is really very, very nice. This time of year, of course, there's not a lot of people here. And it doesn't look like it's somewhere that
tourists attract
Yeah.
to. It's too far off the beaten path, but locals give it lots of use.
Yeah.
So I have high hopes for fishing, but the fishing appears to be that way on the lake in a big boat, 20 miles or 20 kilometers or whatever, and we're here, and I'm not going to paddle that far in the canoe. I'm going to go out and fish here in the kayak, the inflatable kayak, for a couple hours and see what happens. And if I don't have a bite, it doesn't matter.
Nope.
Plans are, when we leave here, to head back to Whitehorse, get new tires on the rig. Not that they're completely worn out, but they're probably 75% gone, and we're in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't want to have tire problems, so it's time. We just invest in some new tires. And we'll get the Canadian discount, right? Well, because rubber's imported, right? And the tyrant that's ruling the United States of America right now is charging everybody God knows how much tariff on stuff like that. And so we're going to buy Canadian. Buy Canadian. And we're going to stay in Canada as long as we can and buy Canadian, because I don't agree with what the dictator of the United States at the current time is doing. And I'm putting that out in public. I'm all for Team America, red, white, and blue, not for the fat, orange fascist that seems to be in charge and his minions.
Sage.
But how do I really feel about that? Some other time. Okay, I'm going fishing. Don't look at me. This is why we came to Yukon, right? So Diane just helped me launch.
Okay.
It took me longer to put on my clothes than it did. I just went out there about 20 yards, made one blind cast, and the result
Oh my gosh. Don't
was
lose
this.
it. Don't lose it.
And the result was this. Hey,
That's a nice one.
and that's more than we can eat for lunch. So we're done.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the way we do things. We don't take more than we can utilize, and we're not freezing things and taking them home. So this little fish gave her life for our dinners, and wow,
Yeah.
this is what Yukon's all about for me. Look at that nice. It's just a nice eating-sized little laker.
Yep.
All right. Ever since I was a kid, and I watched my first outdoor TV show about people in Canada, you know, God, I've always wanted to like canoe down one of the rivers or across a lake and go camping and have a shore lunch. They all have a shore lunch. It's a big deal for them. Well, we've got our first lake trout on the first cast, and we're going to have a shore lunch. Pretty good. So we're going to have hash browns.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I have filleted that beautiful little lake trout. Look at the orange flesh on that thing. Oh, that's going to be good. And I put in, we're going to use this for fry pan, and I've put a fair amount of olive oil in the back of that. Guess I'm going to dredge them in egg yolk and drop them into the breadcrumbs. We're doing shoreside fish in the Yukon. And it's a lake trout, a Mackinaw. And it's the first time I ever fished for them. And the very first cast I made, we had this beautiful fish, which was perfect size for 2 people to eat. So these are all dredged now. And I placed them in this sack with the breadcrumbs, right? And one egg was perfect for that. And so now, I want to get them coated with breadcrumbs. So we do this. And we hope I put enough breadcrumbs in. If I didn't, we can add some more.
So
But anyway,
something is boiling.
yeah. Well, it's time. It's time for me to turn these guys over. They're almost done. They are done. Very close. Turn these guys over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I get this kind of position. Hot paper. Oh yeah, that's ready. Yes. Yeah. So the fish has pre-breaded it. So we're just going to lay it in there. Hopefully we can get it all in there.
Carefully lay it in there.
One. I don't think we're going to get it all in. We're going to do some practice.
Okay.
I'll take the potatoes off. Okay. So we do something called the 3-minute flip. Looks like it's probably needs 4.
They're pretty thick pieces now.
Oh,
They're
yeah, let's do 4 on the other way, on the other side.
okay.
7 minutes is good. Little lemon juice on my lake trout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
What you wanted?
That's good. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh. That's good fish. Aside from her daily walks and short hikes with Diane and I, Sage spends her days exploring and investigating nearby. She's a curious little dog, always up for a game. Today, she's turned her attention to some activity in the spruce trees at our campsite. It looks like spruce growths.
Yep, I see one.
These tasty sporting birds are densely populated within this area of the Boreal forests. Locally referred to as hooters or stupid fowl, they have the uncanny ability to stand stoically still for long periods of time to avoid predation. Their natural camouflage blends in so well with the background, they're near impossible to see unless they move.
Okay, so we're at Ashiek Lake. We've been here for a couple of days. We've had beautiful weather. Carrie's been out fishing a couple of days. Got a beautiful lake trout. There's a fire burning north of us,
As you can see,
as you can see.
not very far.
When we checked the website for fires, it was at 500 hectares. And it was supposed to be like 40 miles north of us. There was a group of firefighters that came through the campground yesterday, and Carrie talked to them, and they said we had nothing to worry about from the fire. It's still a little spooky seeing that smoke like that. And knowing the road that we came in on.
They were very friendly though.
Yeah, they were very friendly. They loved sage.
And what did they tell us about the fire?
That they're letting it burn. It's doing good work, burning undergrowth, and all they're doing is kind of controlling its direction. Said they were going to put water on the north face of it But basically it's doing good forest work right now, so they're letting it burn.
And boy, is it, from the looks of it behind you here.
Yeah. And we're probably going to leave tomorrow morning, head to Whitehorse, and
the weather's deteriorating.
yeah, we've got a very brisk south wind today, so it appears to be changing. It doesn't seem like it with the blue sky that we have now, but it's coming. So
yeah,
we're gonna head out of here and head towards Whitehorse and then see where we go from there. Leaving Alaskan Lake, and there's some lakes down below it that we weren't sure that we saw coming up.
The Aishik people are historically connected to both the southern Tuktone and Tlingit nations, with the name Aishi being Tlingit for head of the lake, a reference to the village's location on Aishik Lake. Their original culture consisted of a subsistence lifestyle of hunting, trapping, and fishing, and a history of trade. Historical major events include the establishment of a permanent village at Aishik Lake, which was an important fishing spot, the impact of World War II leading to the construction of the Alaska Highway and an airport nearby, and the subsequent forced relocation of many of their families from their ancestral village to Haines Junction in the late 1960s. The Aishik River Bridge across Canyon Creek on Aishik Road was originally built by the infamous Sam McGee of poetry fame and his partner Gilbert Skelly in 1903. Originally a wagon road between Whitehorse and Kluane Lake, the road was built to accommodate gold prospecting efforts in the area. In 1904, a roadhouse was built to accommodate the many travelers and has since become the small village of Canyon Creek. The little bridge was replaced in 1947 through the efforts to build the Alaskan Highway and open it to the general public. The original wooden bridge remains today as a tourist attraction and is maintained as such by the Canadian government.
Down in the valley where the roots lay low and the river bends while the water flows, you were laying down with your toes exposed on a rock you found with the morning's warmth. Oh, I'm glad that I found you. Oh, I'm glad that I found you. I'll call you on the boulevard to tell you, love, that I'm not too far from home, where I can hold you in my arms and play you songs on my old guitar. Oh, I'm glad that I found you. Oh, I'm glad that I found you. You're my best friend, I need you more than kites need wind. We can go together to the very end. Getting lost with you is time well spent. Ooh, I'm glad that I found you. Ooh, I'm glad that I found you. Ooh, I'm glad that I found you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube and join us on Facebook. Please join us next time as we explore the Robert Campbell Highway and spend an exciting night on an unnamed lake in the wild and unspoiled Yukon. Remember, life is an adventure and you're a participant.